Sanji is a character that kind of walked into all of these Germa genes that let him be as strong as he is today. But what if I were to tell you that even way back in the beginning of the East Blue, we were getting hints that Sanji was definitely built different? Like, let's go back to even the pre-time skip and see how many different things we can find that Sanji is just not normal. And the first thing we'll look at is his fight with Kurobi. Because knowing that Fishman Karate ruptures the water inside of the target that's being hit, Sanji should have been taking way more damage getting hit by Kurobi than he actually was. It was to the point where several times during this fight, Kurobi had to mention, like, your ability to take punishment is annoying. You are not a normal human. Like, we can't forget that Kurobi literally grabbed this man and said, if I were to make you descend to the bottom of the ocean, your guts would squeeze out of your body. And he did just that. And if you were watching the anime, we actively saw Sanji's stomach cave inward. But despite after this happening to him, Kurobi's like, this fool is still not dead. He is like scratching his head right now. Another example that gets skipped over a lot is his fight against Absalom. And if you only watched the One Piece anime, you kind of got a censored version of this fight because while Sanji does get stabbed in the back, he gets stabbed through the back and like the sword is coming out the middle of his chest and the front. Like usually when this happens to a character and they're supposed to live, it happened like to the side, like the side of the shoulder, it missed the vital organ. That was square dead on in the center. He should be dead right here. But not only did that not kill him, he took even more punishment, still didn't die, and was able to win the fight anyway. And then not too long after going to fight an ancient giant, get squeezed, and everybody's looking like, even the Dr. Chopper's like, Sanji, that's not a good thing that just happened to him. But as we all know, he definitely did get up from this. Another example, in Alabasta, after he beat Mr. 2, he's like, looks like I got several broken bones, and it's just like, he just walks it off. And we see him like still doing stuff later in the arc. He doesn't like lay down, pass out or anything. He's walking around with broken bones like this is just cool. And back to Thriller Bark real quick, after Kuma does the Ursa shock and everybody else is knocked down except for Zoro. Like sure, Zoro's gonna still be up because that dude is weird. He got beef with the Grim Reaper. He just won't go down. Sanji not only still being able to stand up too, but also letting Kuma know that in the future, I'm gonna be the biggest problem on this crew. Best believe that. Like, he knew what he was talking about. He knew about his history. Even during his fight with Jabra and Enies Lobby, Jabra's like, wait, why is his foot turning red? What's going on? Like, he is legitimately confused. This defies all laws of physics. He's looking at Sanji and he's just so confused as to why his leg is glowing. And it's only after keeping all this stuff in mind and then you finally see his siblings and everybody and Whole Cake Island, you're like, okay, all of this now makes perfect sense. Sanji is a cyborg that is so advanced that he can still appear and be human more than Frankie is, while at the same time having a body that is way more advanced than anything on Sanji. So Judge gets a lot of props here too, despite how much, of a dickhead he is. So the fact that Judge and Caesar are back together and they created a new science group known as Neomads really has me thinking that the next time we see the Germans in action, they are all going to be substantially stronger than they were in Whole Cake Island. And it's not because they're going to train to get stronger. It's because Judge and Caesar's experiments are going to make them into absolute powerhouses. And who knows, if Sanji starts to grow in him, because Sanji did save his life back in Whole Cake Island, he might even save one of these upgrades for Sanji himself.